I'm Charlie, Head of Marketing and Engagement at OASES. Today, we're thrilled to reveal our brand refresh. A completely new logo, new colours, an entirely redesigned website. In fact, everything that you see from us in terms of our communications going forward will be presented in this new modern branding. I'm pleased to share some of the story behind this brand refresh, pull back the curtain a little bit and share some of how this all came together. We recently shared the brand refresh with some of our customers at some in-person events in Dublin and in Bucharest earlier in the year. The reason that we are actually sharing this and making it the face of OASES now is that we have some big updates coming in the next few weeks. We see these updates as being really a new chapter for OASES, the beginning of the next generation of what we provide to our customers. And so it just made sense that we coincide this brand with the launch of some exciting new updates. Well, our old branding is strong. I've always thought it did a great job of representing our place within the aviation industry. I see the sharp, angular forms as tied to maintenance and engineering. In fact, the form itself actually reminds me of aircraft parts, maybe looks a little bit like a jet engine. So it's always done a great job at that. Our new brand, though, is focused on the future. Now, we aren't throwing away everything that we've done before. We've been in operation for 50 years and working exclusively in aviation for 30 years. So there's a big heritage there. So you'll actually see some of the patterns and motifs coming across. For example, the hexagon still lives on a little bit in the new logo, but we've updated it to represent different things and to be a lot more modern. The logo is more accessible. It has higher contrast. One important theme that we wanted to get across is intelligence. So when you look at the logo, it might represent to you something like a maze. And then what's at the core of that maze is that intelligence, or maybe even the fact that it requires an intelligence to complete a maze. Others might look at it and see a brain. So that's really what we wanted to represent in this new brand identity. The kinds of things that customers expect from a software as a service business. Simplicity, speed, and above all else, intelligence. We've spoken to our team throughout the process and tried to get their insights based on their specific areas of expertise. For example, customer success. We're able to offer advice on how customers might interpret this brand and give us advice on how to make sure it still resonates with what customers expect. Our product team, for example, are able to firstly integrate this new branding into the products, but also give us critique and feedback on how it fits within a product environment. We have used AI throughout the process as well. To be clear, this is a human-made brand identity. The logo and colors and everything like that, there's been people at the core of this the whole time. But we've been able to supercharge the process. So we've been able to create more in far less time and still come out with a great result. So what's that look like? Well, we, for example, got it to critique the new logo based specifically around accessibility. Does it have enough contrast? Does it work for people that maybe have color blindness or certain types of color blindness? Things like that. The other thing that AI has been incredibly useful for is taking feedback and then quickly actioning it to see if it's an improvement. So for example, if we ask the AI system about how well a logo design works in terms of embroidery, whether it can be embroidered on a shirt and looks good and is legible, it can make suggestions about how to improve it specifically for that, and then even mock up very quickly a design that incorporates those new suggestions and feedback. Now, at the moment, we couldn't take that concept and then just throw that on our product and say, yep, we're done. But our ability to quickly mock things up and try things out without committing hours of time is really, really valuable. Another example, if you know anything about design, you'll be familiar with hex codes. If you think of one like B1D47C, because it's switching from number to letter, letter to number, and there's no repetition, no real pattern to it, it can be quite hard for a person to remember it. And if people don't remember them, or if people find them inaccessible, hard to use, they probably won't. So once we built our color palette, we were able to get AI to go through and conform those hex codes to be more human readable or human legible, human memorable. Now that changes the color ever so slightly, not really perceptible to a person, but making it more legible, more memorable, means that people are more likely to actually use it and stick to it and be consistent. As an example, our new teal color is 33CCCC. Now I know that because I've worked with it a lot, but also it's just easy to remember. And that's a consideration that we could have made before, but really it's a convenience thing. It takes more time. When you know that you can achieve that in seconds, why not do it? Knowing when a project like this is complete is difficult, especially when you've been looking at it for a long time. You're very close to the project. It's hard to know when it's done. But that's the beauty of having feedback from our team and these AI tools to support us. So we would keep going back for more feedback, and we'd find that maybe someone would say, well, have you thought about how this works in this situation? You know, does it work well if you take the logo and you put it on top of a photograph? Does it work well on a light background? Does it work well on a dark background? Will it work well as a favicon on the website? Or how will this particular button work with these colors? All those kinds of things. Now, as we started to get fewer and fewer of those critiques, less and less of that feedback, we started to realize that actually we're getting pretty close to the point where this is done. Now, it's going to evolve, as all things do. I'm sure that there will be improvements made over time, but we're in a great space right now. So we actually hope that customers will see this new brand refresh as exactly what it is. We want it to reflect our heritage, but we really want this to be a statement of where we're going. So we want customers to see this as a statement of intent that we are innovating and we will continue to do so. We also want others in the industry that perhaps aren't customers yet to see this as a modern software as a service brand who are focused on intelligent solutions, things like artificial intelligence, machine learning. We want people to see us in that way: bold, clear, accessible, future thinking, intelligent products. This has been a fantastic project to work on. I've really enjoyed it, and I really hope that you like our new brand refresh. Thanks to our customers who joined us in Bucharest and in Dublin for sharing their feedback and giving us their thoughts on where things are and where they're going. Thanks also to our team for all of their feedback and for the work they're putting into implementing this brand identity across the organization. That's a big task. It's not one that's just done by marketing. It happens across the whole organization. And I really appreciate all the work that people are putting in that regard. We can't wait to share more news with you. There's big stuff coming in the next couple of weeks. I wish I could say more, but it'll be worth the wait. Please take some time to check out our new redesigned website. And we'd love to hear from you and find out what your thoughts are on our new brand refresh.